Reggie Empire back at you with another video. Happy Wednesday to everybody. I hope everybody's doing all right. It's currently 12 o'clock Central Standard Time. And this has something to do with stocks in a way, the way it does it, but it definitely has a lot to do with energy. And the Trump administration and Mr. Nuisance is at it again. Citing Iran crash, Trump orders Santa Barbara oil pipeline to restart. California will fight it. This is the pipeline in 2015 that spilled a lot of oil into the Pacific and endangered the wildlife. So the federal judge shut it down. Well, Trump administration, since the Iran conflict is going on and energy is going up, he decided to bypass state laws and reopen it. Here it is. The Trump administration ordered the restart of the Santa Barbara oil pipeline, shut since the 2015 refugio spill, invoking emergency power under the Defense Product Act. California officials say the move defies court orders and state oversight. Government nuisance. The order escalates a fight over whether federal authority can override California regulators, blocking the Sable offshore plan to restart pipeline. And there's this company out of Texas who wants to reopen this. And I'm not sure if they're linked to the Trump administration. So let's talk about this a little bit. The Trump administration invoked emergency power under the Defense Product Act Friday. Ordered the restart of the Santa offshore oil platform. This is a pipeline along Santa Barbara coastline that was shuttered after a spill of barrel oil, like I said, that happened 11 years ago. This moves with a response to skyrocketing fuel prices in the wake of the Iran conflict. Now, we're going to talk about the order. The order also marks the most aggressive federal intervention yet in a years-long dispute. On one side, the Trump administration and Sable Offshore Corp. Like I said, a Houston-based startup that has been trying to restart the pipeline. I wonder if there's some connection between this Houston-based startup and the Trump administration. On the other are California officials and our environmental groups who oppose the effort. Like, the last time this thing was open, it caused an environmental hazard. Sable, which brought the system from Exxon, they bought the system. Sable is that company out of Houston, right? They bought it from Exxon in 2024, has told investors that production could increase from 30,000 barrels a day, equivalent to more than 50,000, if the system restarts, sending oil to refineries in Los Angeles, Bakersfield, in the Bay Area. The company did not immediately respond to this. Here's a little history. The rupture pipeline released crude oil onto beaches north of Goleta in May 2015, killing hundreds of birds and marine life. Like I said, it was an environmental hazard. Sable was blocked from restarting operation by a federal judge. Right here, a court order required approval from California regulators, a requirement that Trump administration has tried to override. Trump's like, we don't care what they say. On Friday, Energy Secretary Chris Rice said in a statement that the Trump administration remains committed to putting, quote, all Americans and their energy securities first. Today's order will strengthen America's oil supply and restore a pipeline system vital to our nation's security and defense, ensuring that West Coast military installations have reliable energy critical to military readiness, unquote. Now, it's kind of weird. It's kind of like the Trump administration go out there and starts a hornet's nest and attacks Iran, so does Israel, causes the Strait of Hormuz to close, oil prices are going up, hundred some dollars a barrel. Gas prices going up. California has the highest gas prices, averaging like $6 a gallon right now, and diesel is like, I'm sorry, gas is averaging 5.60, and diesel is well into the sixes and sevens. And now they're like, well, we'll just open the pipeline. Well, it's not safe. The judge said it wasn't safe. Who cares what the judge says? Because the startup company, Sable, wants to open it because they say that it can flow up to right here. Sable, which bought the system from Exxon in 2024, has told investors that production could increase from about 30,000 barrels of oil equivalent to per day to more than 50,000 of the if the system restarts. What's the problem? Because it leaks. That's the problem. It's bad for the environment, right? Right here, Donald Trump started a war, admitting it would spike gas prices nationwide and told Americans it was a small price to pay. That's what Newsom said. Now he's using the crisis, kind of like what I talked about, of his own making to attempt what he wanted to do for years, open California coast for his oil industry friends. That sounds familiar. For his oil industry friends so they can poison our beaches. The Trump administration and Sable are defying multiple court orders and will see them back in court. So, California is going to sue the Trump administration about them opening up this pipeline. The Energy Department did not immediately provide call mayors with a copy of the order. A March 3rd legal opinion from the Justice Department concluded that federal orders under the Defense Product Act 1950 could preempt state laws in the Sable case. It also said such an order could override a 2020 federal consensus decree stemming from the 2015. Okay, we get it, right? So they're taking Trump's side. That's how I took it. Early Friday, the White House issued executive order explaining that and clarifying the Energy Secretary authority to act under the Defense Product Act. Just like I said, they all work under Trump. The environment groups challenge Sable plans, condemning the move. In December, federal officials sought to shift authorities over the pipeline from California regulatory to Washington when the Pipeline and Hazardous Materials Safety Administration ruled that the infrastructure qualifies as an interstate pipeline. It issued an emergency permit approving restart plans. Wow! How's that work? So they said it's good to go. Right? Federal officials, see, not state. Federal officials came in and said the pipeline is good. Our environmental groups in the state of California challenged the move and are waiting on ruling of the Ninth U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals. The Trump administration desires to put oil and gas interests over the community in the communities, and a clean environment continues. I call bullcrap. We are reviewing this development and cannot commit to legal strategy. That's the gist of this article, y'all. I mean, what do y'all think? I'm speechless. It sounds like the Trump administration is pretty desperate. At the same time, Sable, that company is Sable, right? They right here, I think they got some ties with the Trump administration based out of Houston. Houston based startup. I don't know, y'all. Will this affect gas prices? According to consensus, not really. Because Exxon, Mobil, and BP, a lot of people are leaving California. There's overrated government oversight, overregulation, and energy. Well, I say that's in